Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Last Place Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Ryan. This is my co host, Josh, and we're here tonight to talk about our league. It was a rough week for me, at least, but a good week for others. Good week for others. But we're here to talk about our league tonight. We're not really going to get into the NFL. Or anything that happened during the games or anything like that. We're keeping it short tonight. Me and Josh have early nights and early mornings. So
Let's just say,
yeah,
as of this recording, though, we are aware of Stephon Gilmore,
yes,
that
yeah,
entire
that happened this
situation,
afternoon.
that throw things off Jalen Smith
Yeah,
as well.
a lot to talk
But
about, but
we
we're not
got,
going to talk about it today.
yeah, we got lots to talk about. I
So,
say,
oh, go
Ryan,
ahead.
you did not have the best week in
I did
fantasy.
not. I had a very bad week. None of my players really panned out. I struggled hardcore.
I just want to see who the war like your biggest disappointment, which I can bring up.
Ooh, um, you
So
know, honestly, like I'd have to say Brady only got me 11 points. That was a disappointment, but really, like, there's disappointments across the board.
Swift is
Brandon Ayuk,
one.
4 points. Brandon
Dude,
Cooks,
Ayuk is
9 points. Godwin only got 8 points. There's nothing I could do. So I, yeah, it was a bummer. And then Corey Davis on my bench goes off and gets 24 points.
Yep,
McKissick gets
McKissick.
18.
Trevor Lawrence
Lawrence
had
gets
20.
20. He had a good game. So, I there's nothing I could have done. It
Eh,
really just it sucked this week. And there's gonna be weeks like that. So
yep, but you know what? You set yourself up. You're 3-1. Like it's
yeah,
okay. Like at least
I can take an L or a couple L's
you can
if
live
I
with that.
needed to. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
also it didn't help. Dak, Zeke,
mhm,
Clyde, all
yeah.
all took off. Diggs still took off.
Yeah.
Literally the biggest disappointment. No, just two big disappointments. Actually, no, there's three big disappointments as I'm looking through Alex's roster, which you know what? We might as well just share the screen.
OBJ, Kittle, Hines really he didn't really do anything.
Hines for sure is the well, I'm pretty sure Hines got injured. That's what I
Oh,
thought it
really?
was. And then Kittle, I think Kittle, you're just more disappointed that he had 11 targets and could only do 4 for 40.
Yeah.
And then you being a
Yeah, but he had 11 targets. That's not that's not bad. That's not
no,
bad
it's
at
great.
all.
Yeah. So like
Like
I'm
that's
not
great. That means that it's there. He just needs to catch the dang balls.
and
So
while we're at it, I mean we might as well just talk about it. It looks like Trey Lance will be starting next week
yeah,
as of today. As
that
of this
may be a
day,
boost to him. May
well,
not. Who
because
knows?
every backup quarterback that for San Francisco, who does Kyle Shanahan scheme first?
Yeah.
Kittle.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to see where that goes. And considering it's Trey Lance time, this can get fun.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
But I say
It'll be
let's
fun to
go.
watch him finally get going on that. So
Oh, yeah. Let,
the oh yeah, going over to your
I'm
team.
selfish. I want to thank God it's over.
Yes, you
Heineke
finally
did his
won.
thing. Gibson did his thing. Dalvin
You
Cook was
won by the
amazing.
hair. You won by the hair of your chinny chin chin, buddy.
Yeah,
Barely. Barely.
dude, I
Mahomes
literally
would have taken another breath on that field. You would have
you
lost.
yeah. If I think I was so afraid of Keenan Allen, and I was just like,
Yeah.
oh boy. But Dalton Schultz, Debo Samuel, I worship Debo Samuel
Debo.
this year.
Yeah. Debo
40
just
point
took
game.
off.
Yeah, Tim Patrick disappointed me. The Colts defense disappointed me.
Yeah.
Um, Again, I think we need to talk about it. Uh, Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
I think at
Yep.
this point, if you're in a redraft league like I am with him, I'm so sorry for you. But
Put him on your bench.
yeah, no, I'm
Things
honestly, if you
things may end
cannot,
up getting better if Fields gets
well,
comfortable back
yeah,
there.
Fields is the starter going forward,
Yeah.
is
If
what
Fields
latest
gets
reports are.
comfortable, he could end up being a boon to Allen Robinson. And what looked like his favorite last week was
Darnell Mooney.
Darnell Mooney. He could be good too. So,
I think Mooney will be good.
yeah.
Robinson's
But
gonna be,
Allen Robinson is the clear wide receiver one there. So,
and but the thing is I don't trust Nagy, I don't trust Laser, I don't trust anyone
yeah.
there to be like, hey, you need to scheme it up. Like I don't have any confidence in them. So I was like, if you
Yeah.
can't beat up Detroit, it's over. Like I at this
Yeah.
point, I traded him in a redraft league last week. And I got I traded Allen Robinson and Michael Thomas, who no one knows at this point.
Yeah. Who
And I
knows
got
if he's going to come in, play one play, and then, oh, I'm injured again. Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
and then I got so what I got for return was Michael Pittman and Ayuk. I want
Okay. That's a
Ayuk to
decent
be
return.
good. I want Ayuk to be good. Michael Pittman Jr., however, is
Yeah.
he has been a very, very low key, like great pickup.
Yeah. Yeah. Pittman and who's their other wide receiver over there?
Pascal.
Pascal, Zach Pascal. Yeah. Those two, I think with the right quarterback there, they could be very good wide receivers.
And it
They could
looks
be
like with
top wide
Wentz,
receivers.
like they're doing pretty good.
Yeah. Well, and look at who's kind of in the same position. Both of those guys weren't really, great last year. They kind of struggled.
They were both really
Um,
hurt.
yeah. But I look at Hunter Renfro. Look at what
Dude,
he's doing this
he's
year. Like he's Mr. Reliable. For
he's
Derek Carr, him and Darren Waller are pretty much making that passing game for the
is it fair to say
for the
that
Raiders.
Hunter Renfro is the next Robert Woods? Where he may not have like a
Maybe.
super high ceiling, but he will consistently get you 10 plus points.
See, I was gonna say Amendola
Yeah,
when
that's a
he
good
was
one
with
too.
when he was with the Patriots. He was Mr. Reliable. He was there for Brady whenever he needed short gain, whenever he needed a touchdown, in the red zone, he was there. So yeah,
Yeah,
because that's kind of how Hunter Renfro's been for Derek
Derek
Carr.
Carr.
So
So as we check through a little bit of the scores, and we'll scroll through here very, very fast, courtesy of
yeah,
Sleeper. Ashley beat up your dad
yeah, yeah. My
emotionally,
dad
but
lost
right.
again.
I want to go down
Not
here
happy
though.
about that.
I just want to look at the points for, and especially for your dad.
Yeah, yeah.
597. Like he
See,
scored almost 600
yeah,
points and is 0-4. At
yeah.
that point,
But he's had 700 points scored against him.
yeah, like that's where it's like I think he's gonna be okay.
Yeah,
Personally,
yeah. He's gonna be
it's just
fine.
it's just so unlucky.
Hmm.
I fa-
And
I
he's had bad weeks. Bad
you
weeks.
know I face him in both leagues. No, I don't. I forgot who I faced in our keeper league, but I faced your dad this week in the dynasty league. You're going to 0-5, buddy. Though I can't say that because we're probably going to be 1-4 at this point.
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
So the biggest blowout definitely goes to Jacob and challengers. Wait, who's challengers?
Isn't that
That's Philip. That's
yeah,
Philip.
Phil?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So it was a blowout.
yikes, that was bad.
Yeah. He kind of struggled, but I think he's going to be all right. Him and my dad.
At least
They're
he
not
put
going to
up
be
100.
great, but hey, they're going to get good draft picks this year.
Yep, and so will Alex for that third round pick.
Yeah.
Man, I'm excited about next year because I have all the running backs I've ever wanted. Cook,
Mm,
Gibson, Edwards, Etienne. I'll be good there.
yeah.
But I still love it out. This week's over and it still gives everyone a 1% chance of winning. I just realized that. I
It's
would say,
1%. All the games are over, but it's still 1%.
yeah. Closest matchup was me and Michaela. That was an intense one because I'm basically just
Yeah.
I'm texting Ryan back and forth. I'm like, ah. I saw the Keenan Allen stat line was like 7 catches for 30 something yards, and I'm like, maybe, maybe.
Oh man, I'm over here yawning. Oof, it's
But
not a
yeah,
good sign.
eh, but
So,
we've kind of hit. So maybe I
oh
mean I think we should just talk here. Is we've hit basically the first quarter of the year.
yeah.
What are some things that you are taking a look at? Some things that you want to make a proclamation? Literally 4 games
Well,
into the season. 4 games into
well,
the season.
what I'd like to say is this year has kind of been screwy when it comes to wide receivers.
Oh
The
yeah,
wide receivers that were amazing last year were top of the charts last year. Now there's some exceptions, but the ones that were at the top of the class last year are now almost irrelevant or mid-grade wide receivers. And some wide receivers that were all right last year are now superstars. Look at Cup, look at Diggs, look at Ridley. They're ranked in the 20s,
yeah.
in the 20s for wide receivers. That's crazy. These guys were like number 2 or whatever Diggs was, number
Diggs
2 or
was
something, and
yeah.
then Ridley was in the top 10. They were both top 10 wide receivers, and now they're ranked in the 20s, just a quarter of the way into the year. It's crazy. So
And yet what's
I'm
crazy is I'm not worried about both of them
no, I'm
because
not
I'm
worried. They get
because they're
so much
still getting
volume. They're
yeah,
fine.
in the volume is what I'm like,
Hmm.
you know what? I'm still okay. You'll eventually
Yeah.
get a touchdown.
Yeah.
Unless you're the 2015 Chiefs, then you won't get a touchdown. Um,
Yeah.
I would say for me, boy, is it hard to have a backup plan at running back. That's kind of been my
Yeah.
revelation, considering I've had
Yeah.
two on season ending surgery. I mean, you lose Cam Akers, you lose JK. I mean, like CMC. Like the problem is to me is that the backup plan's not good, and
Yeah.
and
They're inconsistent. They're unreliable.
and I think we've hit a point is like we don't have many star running backs. Like look at the Ravens backfield, look at the San
Yeah.
Francisco backfield, and literally think of like two teams who run the ball a lot, and nothing really has like happened on the fantasy side of things. Tyson Williams was a healthy scratch last year. I mean, not last year, last week.
Well,
Um,
he's pretty much become non-existent in that offense.
and yet, as
He's being thrown to the side.
a Ravens fan, it makes no sense to me.
Yep.
Because right now it looks like we're holding like a nursing village at running back
Yeah.
minus
Because
Latavius Murray,
it's Latavius Murray and
Le'Veon.
Le'Veon. They're kind of running a dual back system over there right now. At least
Yeah,
what I've seen last week.
my
So
my conspiracy theory is that they're trying to play Le'Veon because someone wants to trade for him, but that I don't think
yeah.
that's happening.
Now I don't think anybody trusts Le'Veon anymore. So
Yeah, but
they just don't trust his production because
I'll,
he proved it. He had plenty of touches over in Kansas City.
and just did nothing with
Nothing
it.
happened. Nothing happened with it. So yeah. So what about you? What about you? Do you have any declarations or any observations of
Oh
this year?
man,
Try to make it brief.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and make it brief here because I have quite a few. Um, you know what? Actually, I am gonna use my team in here, so I sound very selfish, but
No,
um,
feel free. That's what this podcast is all about.
I think
Talk
Sam
about our
Darnold.
fantasy football
All right,
leagues.
here's my declaration. Sam Darnold's here to stay.
Oh, Sam Darnold. I never thought I'd like Sam Darnold, but the way he's been playing, ooh,
He
I
is
mean,
firm. He
he's
is
looked like a good
firmly
quarterback.
one good quarterback, and two,
Something he's never looked like when he was with the Jets,
yeah.
ever.
But I also think obviously Gase, and then there's
Yeah.
just the lack of weapons there. But
Mhm.
overall, I think the running ability has kind of surprised me a bit, and like that's starting to
Mhm.
see like be more consistent. I'm just like, okay, all right, that's interesting. But I think he's looked really decisive. Even the Cowboys game ended ugly. I don't think it was really that ugly to begin with. Um, Overall, I think without a doubt, one, he's my quarterback right now for
Yeah.
Dynasty. 100%. He's in my lineup. Call it done.
Now I think he's matchup. He's not matchup proof, but
He's close.
definitely put him against decent to low grade defenses. That's what I'd say.
Yeah. And I think like the Dallas game, like you and I talked about it last week. We're gonna see if Sam Darnold's a true quarterback one or not.
Yeah.
And from the looks of it, I hope he is. Because I
Yeah.
mean, literally what he has to do without CMC, and like he just looks the part. Like he's playing really good right now, and
Yeah.
especially he
He
had
is.
35 points last week, and it probably wasn't the best game he's played this year.
Mhm.
So I think right now, like the sky's the limit for Sam Darnold. He will be my starter for the rest of the year, honestly, just
That's
because
probably your best bet.
yeah, best bet. I mean, I have Heineke there, worst case scenario, but in the meantime, my I'm pretty sure Darnold was my 16th round draft pick. Certainly paying off right now.
Yeah. Good.
What's your
Good. I'm
declaration?
glad. That Derrick Henry is the number one running back at the end of the year.
And I agree with you. Which hold on,
I'm a
since we
I'm a
are
Derrick Henry believer. Go
yeah,
King
since
Henry.
you know this will be the last thing we see before we are going to look up Sir Derrick Henry. Oh no, that's not it.
Unclick free agents.
There we go. That's my team. Who has Derrick Henry? That's what I want to know.
Well, you can look at players and then
Oh, I see.
unclick free agents, and it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So
There you
Derrick
go.
Henry watch as we do this. So,
Oh, that man! Look at those stats.
so,
Mm,
so 33,
mm.
33 carries, 157 yards, that touchdown. Good Lord.
That man's got volume. Love it.
Really surprising though. Snap percentage, 59%.
Yeah.
Interesting. On top of
Well,
that,
I mean, they were playing a pretty competitive game, so he wasn't in the entire time.
all right, and then let's do some math here real quick. He got 2 targets. So right now his targets are 3, 6, 3, 2. So he's
That's
averaging about yeah, he's
four
averaging almost.
targets.
Oh,
Those are the
that's right.
receptions. Yeah.
I'm great. We're running a fancy podcast and I can't even. 4, 6, 3, 2. So 15 divided. So he's almost roughly 4 targets a game. Now for that pace times how many games we got? Oh yeah, we have 13 games left. He has another 50 targets to go. Dude, how are you gonna
He's gonna be a powerhouse, man. And imagine if
especially
he scores a
receiving touchdown?
receiving touchdown.
At that point, you just quit the league. Just quit the league. We're
At
done.
that point, you just you lay down everything for Derrick Henry.
Yeah, but like
So you
that,
want that man on your team. And people say he's going downhill,
I don't
that this is
think
like
so.
one of his last years. I'm like, I don't know. I think he's got probably three more years left, or two. I'd say two more after this,
It
at the very least.
at the very least, I mean, there's no signs of slowing down. I mean, maybe if he
No,
has to keep like
dude,
playing with AJ Brown and Julio Jones
yeah,
out, but that's my
but
only
like
guess.
this guy is a runaway train. I mean, holy cow! When has he been injured in his tenure with the Titans?
Not much. And he played
Like
Jacksonville.
I don't even know how many times he's been injured, or if he
Okay.
has even been injured. But
All right. Let,
at least he hasn't been injured for a significant period of time.
let me give you
So
an over under bet right now. Over under 65%. No, over under 35%.
for
The,
what?
the chance that Derrick Henry gets another 99-yard touchdown run against Jacksonville.
Oh Lord, less than 1%.
I'm going on the over. I don't actually, to be honest with you. I think he has another long touchdown just to
No,
torment Jacksonville.
no.
But I mean, look at the fancy points. Obviously, the Arizona one. Let's throw that
Hmm.
away. 59, 27, 34. My God.
Yeah, that's
You
just that's crazy stats right there. I
yeah.
mean, he has over 150 yards rushing in two out of the four games this year.
No,
I,
are you kidding
what the
me?
crap?
Like,
And he has almost, I'd say, with the exception of the Arizona game, he's averaged over 30 attempts a game. That is just pummeling, pummeling the defense.
yeah.
Like Derrick Henry.
Do you want to
Now,
tackle Derrick Henry
for
30
those who are
times?
watching this podcast or listening to this podcast, and you've never played football, tackling a very large muscular man while he's running full speed at you
Give it to me.
that is the size of Derrick Henry, even if you are a very large man, it still freaking hurts.
It
Like,
hurts for the first
and
time.
when yeah, but when
And
that's happening 35 times a game, at some point you start going, maybe I should like try tripping
yeah,
him. And
you
that's
gotta
when he
make
gets
business.
you.
Yeah, because
And
that's
that's
when
when
he
he
goes.
stiff arms you and goes, this is my touchdown. And he just runs.
Dude,
So Derrick Henry is the king of long yardage, but he doesn't do well in the first half because he's hitting and
it's just
pummeling the
setting
crap
it
out of the
up.
defense. Yeah, he's setting it up. And then in the third and fourth quarter, when all the defenses are going, oh my God, don't give Derrick Henry the ball. Don't give Derrick Henry the ball. They give him the ball and he just stiff arms your butt into the dirt
Dude,
and runs.
just look at these rankings, dude. This is insane. Number one in standard, number one in PPR, number
Yeah.
three overall in PPR,
Yeah.
and number nine overall in standard. My God.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. This dude is a monster.
Dude, like I don't know what you do.
Okay. So there is one more thing that I would like to talk about. It's just before we close everything out. I don't know if you have anything else to talk about or not.
As of right
No?
now, I do not.
Okay. One more thing. This came up this morning, or, well, really late last night, apparently. So late last night, waivers were processed. And it looks like three claims were made, one by you,
Yep.
one by Jacob, and one by Ethan. Ethan won this claim for Damian Williams on the waivers. And then this morning
It's
proceeded to put him on the trade block.
here's my thing. I think Ethan's getting greedy. And it's like, one, did he actually need
Yeah.
that running back? No.
No. He's using
But
his
he
waiver
yeah, but
pick to get.
who has
Yeah.
oh man, who has David Montgomery? That's the real question. as I look
Oh
this
no.
up real quick, because I'm pretty sure. Alrighty, this is great. This is great podcasting, everybody. We're gonna figure this out.
Okay, I found it. I found him. Jacob does.
Okay, so here's the thing.
So that's
It's
why.
it's to basically like grab your lemon, make it lemonade by getting a draft
Yeah.
pick out of them. But like,
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I put in a trade. Why not? At this point, now I can gladly tell you the trade, and Ethan, you and I are willing to talk. I offered. All right, so I'm willing to trade Damian Williams and Tyson Williams for Carson Wentz and Robert Tonyan. That's the offer.
Carson Wentz and Robert Tunyon. Really?
Here's why. Tonyan, I feel like he's kind of in the purgatory, but you know, if any of these receivers get hurt, he is the next in line target. But
Yeah.
I think Tonyan, Tyson, that's pretty even. Basically, I'm kind of going for Wentz for Damian Williams. The reason why is
Mm,
if you look at Ethan's team, as I try to load it up real quick, I've realized kind of like quarterback's kind of the the issue almost. So let me bring it up. So yes, he does have Lamar, but he does not have a backup really, unless you want to
uh,
count his backup as Jameis Winston, Matt Ryan, and that's it. So like I can at least like if we're offering backups here, I can at least offer Wentz to be like, hey, this is your
yeah.
insurance. Yeah, obviously Matt Ryan did good, but I mean, so far what we've seen this year, it's not much. But
Mhm.
again, I don't expect this trade to go through, to be honest with you. It's just like, you know what? You put him on trade block. Let me just see what happens here.
Yeah. Yeah.
At this
They
point,
go for it, man.
I'm not giving up picks
Yeah.
just because
I don't blame you.
if I do somehow like sneak in the playoffs, I'm still looking at a top 5 pick
Yeah.
within the rookie draft. And that's where like as much as I would like to get a little crazy with it. Now that sounded weird out loud. As much as I like to use draft picks as ammunition, it's like I have to be careful on my end to be like, hey, you better package this correctly or just use it.
Yeah. I get you.
I
I get you.
I just thought, man,
I'm
I went after.
I'm just
I
not
went
too
after.
high. I'm not too high on Damian Williams.
I
I
mean,
don't I like him for the short term, but that's it.
yeah, no,
You know, as soon as Monty's healthy, he's going to take over that backfield again, and
oh
Damian
yeah,
Williams is just going to be back out on the waiver wire.
yeah. And on top of
So
that, like I really don't see much of a future past
yeah.
this year because honestly, at this point, if Urban Meyer doesn't get fired first, I think it might be Nagy. That's my
Mm,
honest opinion. Just looking at it is they have struggled. Justin Fields looked better,
yeah.
but why is the offense the worst position group or position groups when your head coach is supposed to be an offensive guru?
Yeah.
And literally his press conference annoyed the heck out of me. He's like, I'm gonna be the best coach here. I don't know, like really cared or remembered what he said, but it's like, look, Justin Fields needs someone else, please. Which personally, my hope is that Chicago hires Brian Dayball, the
Yeah.
Bills offense coordinator, because I think he can do a whole lot more with Fields. I think that might convince Allen Robinson to stay with Mooney and Montgomery. Like you have the pieces there. It's just it's not with Nagy.
Hmm.
I think that's the issue, especially me projecting. I mean, not only Damian Williams, Justin Fields, Allen Robinson on top of that is like At this point, you basically have to hope Nagy is out. And if he's not, and if he's there another year, then I might abandon ship on Allen Robinson.
It would be understandable. It'd be understandable to do that. I would hold off because I think he still has a future. I think he still has a future with it. But who knows? Because he just may not be Fields' focus right now and the focus of the offense. They may be trying to spread the ball around, give it to Mooney, give it to David Montgomery.
I think at some point you have to go to Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
There's no other way there. What's concerning me is just the lack of targets.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. Everywhere they went last year, it was all Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson was getting a solid 10 targets like every single game.
And you thought this would be the case here too, and I don't know why.
Well, I think partly it was the previous QB that was there. He leaned really heavily on Allen Robinson, and now that that's not the case, they got fresh blood in there, and they're pretty much just trying to work in everybody else into the offense. So it might be forced, and that may be why they're having trouble. They could just be trying to force it to other positions. So
honestly, possibly.
Who knows? I'm not in their head.
Yeah. Who knows?
It may just be forced.
I can tell you, everyone else doesn't know either.
Yeah.
It's
a big question mark.
I mean, I still say it in Dynasty. I'm still going to probably hold on to him, honestly, because he is still a dynamic receiver who probably has
wherever he is
left. Yeah, wherever he goes.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as this year is concerned, I think it's okay to mention.
Yeah.
Trade for him if you're in the redraft league, but this ain't Allen Robinson's year.
No, definitely not. No. He's really struggling. Well, man, you gotta take it away.
Yeah, a nice little light episode for y'all today. Ryan and I we've been busy. Unfortunately,
very busy.
Yeah, very, very busy. But we're still having fun with fantasy. We're still talking ball just like we always do. Now, remember to keep looking us up on the Sleeper app. Also, don't forget, especially today, we'll admit it here. This day is October 6th. If you don't have the breaking news channel followed on subscribe to on Sleeper, what are you doing?
Yeah,
because you are going to get reports faster than almost anywhere else.
Yeah, and literally, I have that on my phone, and every time it dings, I always have it up. I'm looking at it.
Yep, you have to take a look at it, and that's where we found out. Oh, look, Jimmy Garoppolo didn't really practice today, and so it helps you plan accordingly. So again, follow us on Sleeper, follow Breaking News on Sleeper. Shameless plug here. That is Ryan. My name is Josh. You have watched Last Place Fantasy Football Podcast, where only one of the co-hosts is in last place. But in the meantime, we will see y'all next week.